Hi there. My name is Sean Logue. This will be my Jing for week 7 of the online XML programming class at Manchester Community College. So for this week, we're working with XPath. So we were supposed to, for the lab, at least go through our poem and try to sort of format it and navigate it so that it shows up correctly in an internet browser. That's my interpretation, at least. This week with XPath reminded me a little bit of week 5, right before the paper, where I had far less success that week, but it just seemed very abstract, and there was a steep learning curve where I spent an hour or two just kind of staring at things and going back over it and trying to understand something. So um, my document is not exactly what I wanted it to be. I sort of wish I had started at this level at the beginning of the week and then I went into it and learned more. But I do like what I did. I think I learned a lot. What I did basically, and you'll probably notice this, I took the examples on tutorials point, which are students and students.xml and students.xsl, and I took that format and I honestly just merged all the lyrics, I guess you would say, from The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, which is the poem I did in week 2. I just threw those into there, sort of, and I changed some of the tags, and I just said it. I just sort of had to dive into it to really understand what was going on, to really get what was happening at all and what I was supposed to be doing. So it could definitely be better. It could be more formatted. It could be something that I actually created from scratch. All of those things apply. But let's see. I guess to sort of show you what I'm talking about, you can sort of, I guess I'll show you the code here first. So here's the XML document. You can see this is called students and it refers to students.xsl. As I said earlier, I literally just took those documents and then edited those instead of creating new ones. And I created line 1, and I had to go through that and sort of see how that changed to make it appear. I didn't know if changing it, since I changed it here, I had to change it here, I believe, in the XSL template, and I had to change it here as well, otherwise the formatting wouldn't be on it. So I was learning that. Then I just kept last name, nickname, and marks, which were 3 of the categories from the students.xml document. And then I changed 5 and 6 because I had to add those. Those weren't on. And then, like I said, I kept everything that I had to. I wasn't sure if these student sibling elements needed numbers, so I just added those numbers. And then I added and edited the formatting a little bit. So yeah, without further ado, let's open this. So this opens this in internet browser, and we can see I formatted it so that they're all black. I kept the title with 22 font size, which is what the attribute for the students was. And then I originally went into it thinking, oh, that'd be cool. I can make the last line red because that's when Raven says nevermore, or the narrator. But I also noticed in the second line, there were some cool lyrics, I guess you would say. This I was going to do red because it says fiery eyes burned into my bosom's core, but I noticed that this one says seraphim, this says tempter, heaven, and then nice Plutonian shore, and then palace. So sort of like a religious reference in the second line of every single paragraph, stanza. I don't know. I'm not great at poetry. So yeah, that's what I did. You asked for a little bit of creativity, so I hope that sort of applies. But if I were to do it again, or if I had more time to work on it, what I probably would have done is, this is actually just the last third as I took the Raven. So when I originally did it, I divided it into 3 categories: tapping, acquaintance, and the conclusion. This is just the conclusion. So if I had more time, I would have done the whole thing, and then I would have worked on probably using XPath more to select specifically certain verses. Maybe I could have done 3 from each division that I divided it by, and then did something like that. So yeah, I definitely think that I could have done more, and I can do more with XPath. I got a much better handle on it and what it's supposed to do. I'm at 5 minutes, but I just wanted to take a second to explain some of my issues, even just because it helps me to say it out loud. I think being told that XPath navigates the document doesn't really tell me anything. Like, I didn't know what that meant. And I sort of wish that the tutorials point, or any other tutorials website, went through and said in plain language what it's doing and what that means. So, like, I felt like, again, maybe this is my own ignorance, maybe I should have known this, but I sort of wish that the website had just said, XPath is a language that you create in a separate file from the original XML document, which gets referenced by it, which allows you to open it in an Internet Explorer in a certain format. And that helps you look at it and view it and navigate it. Because I was expecting some sort of interface where you can select which thing you want to go to instead of actually having to write it. I know that's stupid, but when it says it lets you navigate it, that's different to me than just opening it. So I don't know. That's not really, what would you say? That's not really feedback on anything you did, but that's something that for other students coming from the same point as me, maybe that could be clarified. Because like I said, I spent 2 hours just trying to figure out what they were talking about, what I was supposed to get as a result. But anyway, I've ranted for too long. Hope this works. Hope you had a good week. Sean Logue out. Thanks.